Today is Friday, October 25th, and this is Friday 5 at 5 with Denver Public Library. I'm Tina.
And I'm Ashley.
And we're both librarians at DPL's Central Library. And in 15 minutes or less, we'll have you up to speed on 5 new titles coming out this month that we can't wait for you to read or listen to. Please note that new titles may not be added to Overdrive until after the publication date, so if you don't see the titles in ebook or e-audio format yet, please check back. And now, on to the books! In celebration of Indigenous Peoples Month, we are honored to present a special program led by James Dewey, an enrolled member of the Northern Arapaho tribe and a direct descendant of Chief Sharpnose, the last warrior chief of the Northern Arapaho. James, from the Wind River Reservation in central Wyoming, will share the traditions and teachings of his ancestors through the art of beadwork, storytelling, and dance. This program will feature a presentation of traditional items such as moccasins, leggings, belts, war bonnets, dresses, and war shields, each with its own history and cultural significance. We invite you to join us on this special opportunity to listen, learn, and honor the teachings shared by James Dewey. If you would like to attend, please help us out with a head count by registering for this event and to receive event updates and reminders. Thank you.
Denver Public Library's Central Branch is finally done with renovations and is fully reopening to the public on November 3rd. Come check out the new teen library, the new children's library, use the computers, and browse all the books once again. Our reference services and special collections will be open to the public as well. We can't wait to see you in person.
Our first book this month is Inevitable Fate by Lindsay K. Bandy. Evan Kiernan's life has been anything but stable, but predictable, moving and transferring schools every time his mom goes through a breakup. The only thing that keeps him grounded is his art, including an impressive oil painting called The Green-Eyed Girl, which has now afforded him the opportunity to be a part of NYU's Promising Young Artist program. Suddenly, life feels full of possibilities, ones that Evan can fully control himself. When Evan arrives to New York, he can't help but to feel like he's been here before, like he has seen that green-eyed stranger before he painted her, as if that gallery painting from 100 years back is of him. He sees things that aren't there, or at least not anymore. And at the center of it all is the green-eyed girl, the one he painted before he met her, the one he is falling in love with, Mara Cassidy. Everything seems to point towards a devastating future, one where Mara is destined to die, once again. Some read-alikes for this title include Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which introduces us to Iris and Rowan, rival journalists competing to cover a war between their rival kingdoms while grappling with personal loss and ambition. As they navigate a world of magic, loyalty, and the power of words, their relationship evolves amidst the chaos of conflict and their shared passion for storytelling. We also have The Lady or the Lion by Ama Qureshi. In this intricate plotted fantasy, Durkarnai, Crown Princess of Margasar, must navigate political intrigue to protect her people when her grandfather is blamed for a deadly attack. With war looming and foreigners arriving at court, she reluctantly allies with Ambassador Asfadir Afridi, a foreign spy, to uncover the truth behind the attack.
Next up, we have How to Fall in Love in a Time of Unnameable Disaster by Muriel Leung. In this new dystopian fiction, acid rainstorms have transformed New York City into a toxic wasteland. This book is told from multiple perspectives, including those living and dead, human and insect. Among them is that of Mira, who has broken up with her girlfriend and moved back into her mom's Manhattan apartment. There, she launches a ham radio show called How to Fall in Love in a Time of Unnameable Disaster about relationship advice. We also meet Mira's mom, her deceased grandpa, and the ghost of a cockroach. As the world around them worsens, each character must learn to redefine what it means to live, die, and love at the end of the world. This book really showcases author Leung's poetry background, as it is both lyrical and profound. Our first read-alike for that book is Lost Ark Dreaming by Suyi Davies Okungboa. This is another book told in multiple perspectives. Lost Ark Dreaming takes place in Nigeria, where climate change has changed the world. Much of Nigeria is now underwater, and one tower, known as the Pinnacle, rises out of the water and is home to thousands. The richer folks live near the top floors, while many of the less affluent are stuffed into lower levels that are underwater. The book follows three characters: analyst Yakini, bureaucrat Ngozi, and mechanic Tuoyo. They accidentally make first contact with terrifying undersea monsters that are only rumored to exist, and they must work together to reveal the truth about the past or accept the lie of the present. This book is a great example of Afrofuturism and features a unique dystopian world and memorable characters. For a more gritty dystopian book, you may want to check out Siege of Burning Grass by Premi Mohammed. The empires of Varkal and Medares have been at war for what feels like an eternity. Alifret, founder of the Varkal pacifists, has been imprisoned and tortured by his own warmongering government. He is offered freedom if he can infiltrate one of Medares' cities and convince the enemy's anti-war activists to rise up against their rulers, effectively ending the war. But is Alifret compromising his beliefs just by agreeing to the mission? This one has been described as haunting and an insightful examination of the human capacity for violence and mercy. Up next, we have Load In 9 Times by Frank X. Walker. This poetry book moves chronologically from antebellum Kentucky through Reconstruction as Walker seeks to reimagine the experiences of Black Civil War soldiers who enlisted in the Union in exchange for emancipation. The author experiments with form and styles as he blends personal narrative with history, creating unique poems that showcase the voices of the United States colored troops and historical figures like Frederick Douglass and Margaret Garner. Both evocative and reflective, this book is an ode to the heartbreak, pride, and perseverance of these soldiers. A couple read-alikes are Nostalgia Doesn't Flow Away Like River Water by Irma Pineda and translated by Wendy Call. This is a trilingual poetry collection told in Isthmus Zapotec, Pineda's native language, as well as Spanish and English. It's set in the poet's hometown of Juchitán, Oaxaca. The poems have a dual narrative structure, telling a story of separation and displacement, from one person who has migrated without papers to the United States for work, and their partner who waits for them at home in southern Mexico. The poems reflect the deep loss and longing and take a reader on a journey across countries and languages. We also have Besaidu by Yali Kamara. This is an inspiring book of poetry where readers are transported into the world of Kamara, who serves as the griot or historian for the Sierra Leonean in California. Her moving poetry covers themes about home, faith, womanhood, and being Black in America.
Growing up, one of my mom's qualifiers for going out to eat was to consume something special which we couldn't make at home. With this next cookbook, that too may be in the past. From fast food classics to gourmet restaurant delights, most requested copycat dishes brings the restaurant experience directly to your kitchen. From crave-worthy appetizers like Disneyland's jalapeno cheese-filled pretzels and P.F. Chang's lettuce wraps to mouth-watering main courses like the misadra pasta from the Old Spaghetti Factory and Gino's East Chicago-style deep dish pizza. To end the meal, choose from decadent desserts like Marie Callender's chocolate satin pie or Nothing But Cake's white chocolate raspberry bundt cake. Yum. This cookbook presents 101 tested and perfected recipes that mirror their famous cousins. With insider tips along with step-by-step photo instructions for some of those trickier recipes, most requested copycat dishes can elevate your home dining experience whether you're a seasoned chef or completely new. If you like the sound of that cookbook, consider checking out Good Looking Cooking by Dolly Parton and her sister Rachel Parton George. Together, they cook up familiar American favorites and share tips for hosting events all year long, including 12 multi course menus for well-loved recipes for holidays such as New Year's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and much more. You'll learn how much butter or whipped cream goes into a dolly dollop, what condiment is almost always at the table at important family meals, and what special dish Rachel makes at Dolly's request every year for her birthday. We also have Southern Cooking Global Flavors by Kenny Gilbert. Drawing on his experiences cooking around the world, celebrated chef Kenny Gilbert revisits his Southern cooking roots by reimagining iconic dishes of the American South with bold international new flavors. We have Season of the Swamp by Yuri Herrera. In this historical fiction pick, we are taken back to 1850s New Orleans, where Benito Juarez, the future first indigenous president of Mexico, was exiled for 18 months for opposing the government. This novel offers a vivid portrayal of how Juarez's time in New Orleans may have influenced his future role as a reformer and leader. It imagines Juarez coming into this vibrant but turbulent city, where he encounters both the rich culture alive in the food and music, but also its brutal realities, including slavery and yellow fever. The story is both a coming-of-age tale and a social critique, exploring themes of identity, power, and the weight of history. Some read-alikes for this title include The City in Glass by Neve Vo. In this title, the demon Vitrine is left devastated after angels destroy the city of Astral, the city she has lovingly built for generations. Bound by a curse, she and the angel responsible for the city's fall become entangled in a battle of both destruction and fascination, transforming their hatred into a deep connection. Together, they uncover the city's lost past and face a looming war, deciding whether to let Astral fall once again or to rebuild it once and for all. We also have The Imposium, a health resort horror story by Olga Tokarczuk. In this story, it starts out in 1913 when a young man suffering from tuberculosis arrives at the Wilhelm Opitz Guest House for Gentlemen, a health resort in the Polish mountains. Every evening, the residents gather to drink a hallucinogenic local liqueur and debate the great issues of the day. Meanwhile, disturbing things are happening at the guest house and the surrounding hills. Someone or something seems to be watching, attempting to infiltrate their close world.
In case you missed it. Our In Case You Missed It book this month is The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki. Curl up with this cozy fiction as we follow the stories of 5 strangers who are all feeling a little lost. A screenwriter, a TV director, an actress, a CEO of an IT company, and a hairdresser. They've all wandered into the Full Moon Coffee Shop, which only appears on nights when there is a full moon, and it is staffed by feline astrologers. Yes, cats who read horoscopes. As each of these characters eat their delicious desserts, the cats offer their wisdom to get them back on track in life. Readers slowly realize that all their stories intertwine in small ways. This book, which was a bestseller in Japan, is based on the belief that if you are nice to a cat, one day it'll repay your kindness. It's a feel-good fantasy, perfect for those who want a gentle read or are needing a fresh start. Similar to The Full Moon Coffee Shop, we have The Kamogawa Food Detectives by Hisashi Kashiwai. This book follows multiple characters, but this time, fate leads them to the Kamogawa restaurant, which is run by food detectives. Customers can come in and share about meals from their past, and using some clues from their memories, the master chef, Nagare, and his daughter, Koishi, set out to recreate the meal. Whether tonkatsu, sushi, or miso soup, readers will enjoy not only the history of Japanese cuisine, but also the nostalgia that comes with good food. We also have The Ghost Cat by Alex Howard. This sweet historical fiction is told from the perspective of Grimalkin, a tabby cat. When he accidentally dies in 1902, he's offered to experience the rest of his 9 lives as a ghost cat. We follow these 9 lives in Edinburgh, Scotland, from 1902 to 2022. As Grimalkin wanders among humans as a ghost, he learns more about the beauty of existence and the joy of companionship. This is a great book for readers who love cats and consider them family members. That's all for this month. Thank you for tuning in to Denver Public Library's Friday 5 at 5. We hope you enjoyed these great reads and lessons. Check out or place a hold on these titles and a whole lot more right now at denverlibrary.org. The link is below. Tune in next month for new recommended reads. Bye!